Hey y'all, I'm back with Black Ink Crew Chicago, Season 7, Episode 11 of the show. And this is I'm J. Nicole. In case you're new to this, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And you're here for another episode of my TV Talkback series where we get into the show. So stay tuned while we get into the episode. So yes, y'all, we're into a new episode of Black Ink Crew Chicago. And just like with Love and Hip Hop, they did not have another season. They just continued on from the shit we saw a year ago. Okay? Whatever. And so this is episode 11. Welcome to the world of being seen. And so we see this whole dramatic flashback of the good times of Black Ink Crew Chicago, and it's in black and white, and we get to see all these things that kind of transpired in the first 6 seasons of Black Ink Crew Chicago when everybody was there. It was Ryan, Ford, Don, Kat, Charmaine, what's her cousin? Danielle. I'm about to say, I don't want to play you like you weren't important, but maybe you weren't important. But yeah, we get to see all of them in these flashbacks, and the show was really good back then. But it just didn't work for Ryan's business. So at the beginning of this episode, we see like him up there when, in the boxing attire, and he's standing next to himself, and he realized that he has to truly look at himself and kind of revamp that to elevate his brand. So that's where we start. So, of course, we see Don and Ashley just kind of doing domesticated family-ish. And then we see Four and his new baby, Forever, which Mom dropped the ball because ain't no way in the hell. But yeah, we see Four and his new baby. And then the first major scene of the show is at a non-mag event with Hustle Mommies. And it's a coat drive, and they're also raising awareness for gun violence, and it's also like painting. So a whole bunch going on in this scene. And so Miss Kitty and Drea walk in, and I forget who they kind of link up with when they get in there. But Kitty tells us that she was in London with the one guy who she kind of met through the European girl a couple seasons ago. So she's still cool with him. And so I think his name is Steven. And so she was visiting him and scouting locations for their new tattoo shop. And it's giving that we might as well stay tuned for a Black Ink Crew London, because they've kind of been throwing that out there for a little bit, that she's been working with the Steven guy. But yeah, we then get into Drea, and she's talking about what she's been up to since they last stopped filming. And I guess she was in a competition with the other franchises, which I don't look at this on TV, so I don't know what happened. But I guess there was some tattoo competition with artists from Black Ink Crew New York and Compton. And so I guess she participated under the Chicago guys or whatever, and she actually won. So she won the whole competition, and I think it's pretty dope because I like Drea. I've liked her from the jump. I never had an issue with her. She seemed cool in my book. So we see Prince, and Prince is at 9mag. He's officially an artist there after the whole Second City Ink drama with him and Charmaine and that old bull. He's just kind of updating us on that. And then we see Ryan, who is fine with his hair down, okay? I don't want to get into it. Ryan is definitely the epitome of toxic. We've seen Ryan in a lot of effed up situations, but one thing remains true. The boy is fine. And I just want to I just want to clue y'all on this information to give y'all a little bit of tidbit. New York was on a few years, maybe a couple years before Chicago, and I did not care because I thought the whole cast was kind of like unattractive and loud and ratchet. Mostly unattractive, and I just did not care to get into it. But then when Chicago came along and I saw the previews and I saw that everybody was a little bit attractive and like decent looking, that's what had me sold. So I never watched Black and Crew New York. I only watched Black and Crew Chicago. And I might be a little bit immature, I was a little bit shallow for that, but that's the only reason I started watching Chicago. So to see Ryan with the hair down and so yeah. So we're at the end of the event. And Don and Four are asking Ryan about Charmaine. And so I guess she's mad about Prince and the whole fallout and all of that mess. And so it appears that Nine Mag is taking the artists, but also Nine Mag can't take artists that don't want to be taken. Quiet as it's kept. But they say that they want to love her from afar. Like, it's awkward. She's been through a lot. And most people can kind of understand that she's been through so much. But also, she just did business kind of bad. So, yeah. They say that they just want to love her from afar. So, at this point, we see a small clip of Charmaine. And I kind of assumed that we would never see her. Like, I already knew that she decided that she wasn't going to film or be a part of it anymore. And also, I've never been a fan. So, I just knew that we weren't going to see her no more. But in this small clip, we see her talking with Ceci. And she's saying that she cleaned house. Baby girl, those artists left. So, you didn't get rid of anybody. So, that doesn't count. You didn't clean house. Those artists left. But anywho, so I think like they show all the artists that started at Second City Inc. and now they're working with Ryan. And then they show Suerte too. And so at this point, what is it? It's Drea, it's Prince, it's Suerte. Is it somebody else? The point is, everybody that started in that whole cast or crew that Charmaine had with the one British girl, they're not there. The only person's there is this Ceci girl who kind of came along after the fact. But whatever. So Ryan says that he's not discount shopping for Char's artists. They just kind of appear, they show up at his doorstep, which I think at that point is kind of like a mutual type of situation between the people. It's mutually beneficial. They get to be under the brand of Nine Mag, and Ryan gets, good artists. So Charmaine is her loss in that way. And so Ryan also addresses that he does not take 50% of the cost from his artists, unlike what we saw at the show, I guess the tattoo show that we saw at the first part of the season. And he also said he's an artist in addition to being a business owner. So he's doing a much better job than Charmaine. Anybody with eyes can see that Charmaine was kind of end over her head when she started this. She thought that being the quote-unquote, was she even a manager? I guess being a part of the whole Nine Mag situation, she thought that she kind of had I don't know, that she knew what she was doing and she didn't. So, it sucks for her. But anywho, we are at Nine Mag in the next scene and Ray J shows up. And he has his whole upper body tattoo, but he wants another tattoo, which, child, I guess. But Ryan is doing his tattoo and he dozes off during the tattoo session or whatever. And low-key, that would be me. It would totally be me. I've wanted to close my eyes and doze off during dentist appointments, and that's somebody in your mouth with sharp edges, sharp tools. I want to doze off doing a lot of like appointments type of situations, because if it's silence and it's cool and it's quiet, low-key, I'm going to trust you to do what you are paid to do. But yeah, that would totally be me. And Ryan at this point says that, you know, he's seen some of everything in that tattoo chair, including loose bowels. Nonetheless, so we then see Drea and Prince, which last season Charmaine was trying to insinuate that Drea and Prince had a thing. Not true. And then Kitty joins them. And IDK, who the third girl is, she works for Ryan. She's been working for Ryan since Ryan kind of hired the new set of people. I don't know who the girl is. She still doesn't have confessionals, and I'm sorry. But all of them are talking, and Drea tells Kitty that she's working at 9mag. And so the subject of Charmaine comes up again. And now, I guess there was a social media beef between Charmaine and Kitty. And so at first, Kitty was trying to ignore it. But the more it was happening, Kitty couldn't help but kind of, address it. And it seems to me that Charmaine pussy, because I guess Kitty confronted her while they was like taping for the show, and Charmaine was like, "Oh no, I don't know what you're talking about." I hate people who do that. That is the epitome of gaslighting. If you gonna be on your shit and talk shit, then be about it. But if I confront you, don't act like you don't know what I'm talking about. I hate that. Anywho, we see Four and Dom working out in the net scene, and Dom is on his way to becoming a pro athlete. I guess he's won so many competitions or whatever that he's on his way to do that. And we catch up with Four. Four is single, and he's just trying to co-parent with his the mom of his baby. And so we see that Four has a crush on Drea, which was very apparent. I noticed it when Drea came to 9mag to talk to Ryan. Four seemed like the only one that was talking to her and like flirting and, "Oh, you look good," and this and that. Like, it was quite obvious. Oh yeah, but I don't know. We get on the subject of Second City, and we can't figure out how many people are still there at Second City Inc. And neither of the guys can remember the one chick's name. So they're like, Cece, Charlotte, da, da, da. And so we realize that they're talking about the girl Ceci. And so in the next scene, Ceci comes to talk to Prince. And she says she misses him, which I don't even know when y'all like talked or whatever, but okay, child. So she says she misses him and she's worried about Charmaine. And so they're talking about the Charmaine situation, and I guess Charmaine, it turns out Charmaine doesn't want to film anymore. So that's what Ceci came to reveal to Prince. And next we're at the Raycon event. And it really just looks like a 9mag event with Ray J there. I don't even know how this counts as a Ray J event or a Raycon event. But during this, Four and Drea have a moment. And I think Four refers to Drea as the underdog, which I would totally agree. I don't know, during this whole thing, Drea hasn't really gotten her just due with the other artists at Second City Inc. And so the fact that she ended up as the winner of that competition or whatever, I think is definitely dope. And Kitty comes out, and Kitty is still coming to these events that Ryan throws, even though both of them aren't talking anymore, which I don't know. I really don't care. But Kitty shows off her tattoo, and I guess 4 is pretty tipsy at this point because, like, he feels up her leg or whatever, and there was a whole Me Too moment there. A bit much, kind of awkward. I think 4 definitely trying to get back out there now. He letting it be known that he's single, but you can't touch everybody, bro. But yes, so finally Ceci shows up, and don't know why she's there, but most of the artists are ignoring her, especially Drea. Drea makes it known that she do not fuck with Ceci. And so she even says that the people are ignoring her, but girl, didn't Suerte invite you? Quote unquote. So why do you care if anybody else is paying you any attention? But she begins to talk to Ryan, and Ceci is telling Ryan that Char gets a lot of heat from social media. But Charmaine starts it majority of the time. She's always in shade room comments and all that type of stuff. Like, she got the TV thing on lock, but she's been the same person since the first season, from what I can remember, and she eats this whole social media notoriety up. Charmaine full of shit, okay? Regardless of losing both parents and having 2 kids back to back and starting up a business that isn't doing that great, as far as the tattoo business, I don't know. Charmaine starts a lot of it. And so Ceci is trying to get all this sympathy from Ryan and pretty much trying to, like, tug at his heartstrings. I don't know. Ryan also kind of agreed that Charmaine involves herself in the drama. And so Ryan says that he doesn't want to reach out, and it's hard for him to reach out because he feels like they're not as close anymore. So I think this episode did a good job of kind of putting a little bow on that situation with Charmaine and Ryan and Nine Mag and all of that mess. I don't know if we will continue to see Ceci because Charmaine doesn't want any filming at her shop, and Ceci is riding for Charmaine, so I hope we don't see her no more. But it looks like we're going to see Van. We're going to see Van coming up. I didn't watch Compton, but I guess Kat was up there this past season. I couldn't get into it, so I didn't even see her up there. But whatever the case, we're going to see Van and just kind of get more into, like, the drama that Ryan has to deal with being an artist and a tattoo shop owner. So, yeah, this was the first episode of Black Ink Crew Chicago. Really the 14th or 13th, I don't know. First episode I'm recording. So yes, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you think about it. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.